Under the wisdom tree. In the heart of a quiet countryside, beneath a towering baobab tree, a young man named Darius sat with slumped shoulders, his face clouded with despair. His clothes were wrinkled, his hair unkempt, and his eyes dull with frustration. He muttered bitterly to himself, complaining about his misfortunes and the unfairness of life. A stranger, draped in a simple but elegant robe, appeared on the winding path. His demeanor was serene, his gaze sharp yet kind. He paused when he saw Darius, recognizing the burden of negativity weighing on the young man. "What troubles you so deeply, young man?" the stranger asked, his voice steady and comforting. Darius glanced at him, reluctant at first, but the stranger's calm presence drew him in. "What doesn't trouble me?" Darius spat. "Life is cruel. Nothing works in my favor. I've tried everything, but I keep failing. What's the point?" The stranger nodded thoughtfully and sat beside him under the tree. "Tell me," he began, "have you ever wondered about the things you must do for yourself?" Darius frowned. "What do you mean?" The stranger leaned closer, his tone growing firmer. "Answer these questions truthfully, and you'll understand. What happens if you don't clean your house or yard?" Darius shrugged. "It becomes filthy, dusty, and unlivable. And if you don't wash yourself or your clothes," the stranger pressed. "I'd stink," Darius admitted, looking embarrassed. The stranger smiled gently. "And what happens if you don't eat or drink?" "I'd starve and grow weak," Darius replied, his voice softer now. "And if you fail to exercise?" "I'd be sluggish, lazy, and unfit," Darius said, his brow furrowing. The stranger's questions continued. "What happens if you don't turn on the lights in your house?" "I'd sit in darkness. If you stop reading, studying, and challenging your mind?" "I'd become ignorant. If you cease to do good and embrace injustice?" "I'd become wicked. And if you refuse to work?" "I'd have to beg, steal, or starve." The stranger's piercing gaze met Darius's. "Do you see the pattern, young man? Life demands that you take certain actions. These tasks may seem mundane, but they are the foundation of your survival, growth, and purpose. Complaining about what doesn't work is futile if you're not doing what must be done." Darius lowered his head, shame creeping into his heart. "I never thought of it that way," he murmured. The stranger placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are not powerless, Darius. Start with what you can control. Clean your house, nourish your body, and feed your mind. Focus on the light you can bring into your own life. The rest will follow." With that, the stranger stood, his presence as fleeting as the wind. But his words lingered, echoing in Darius's heart. Slowly, Darius rose to his feet, his spirit lighter. For the first time in months, he looked up at the sky and saw hope in its vast expanse. Moral: life's challenges are inevitable, but so are its opportunities for growth. Focus on what you must do for yourself. Care for your body, mind, and spirit. Neglect breeds consequences, but discipline fosters purpose and fulfillment. The power to transform lies within your hands.